IPBRICK UCOIP is a private cloud IPPBX. To be able to make and receive calls from public telephony needs to connect to telephony operators, and Twilio is an example of one of these operators. In this video, we will show you how to create a Twilio account and how to configure a SIP trunk between IPBRICK and Twilio. On Twilio webpage, click to get started to register a Twilio account. Fill the fields with your data and click to get started. The number to complete this field can be a fixed number or a mobile phone number. In this case, we will enter a mobile phone number and we will receive a verification code via SMS. Enter the verification code and click Submit. Now you have already a Twilio account. Go to the Twilio menu and select Elastic SIP Trunking. Click on Configure and then Create SIP Trunk. An Elastic SIP Trunk enables you to make calls to from your communications infrastructure, from to the public switched telephone network, PSTN. Now choose a friendly name to identify your Elastic SIP Trunk. This name will identify the SIP trunk. It may be, for example, the name of the server UCOIP SRV, and click Create. Go to the Termination menu. On this menu, we will define the necessary settings for the calls that IPBRICK will do to the public network telephony through Twilio. Choose a Termination SIP URI. This name will be used to configure the SIP trunk at IPBRICK. On the Authentication menu, we will define the data that will be required to configure the SIP trunk at IPBRICK by using a username and password. Click Create IP Access Control List. Insert the friendly name in use. The IP address is available at the IPBRICK management interface on Advanced Configurations, IPBRICK Definitions. Insert your friendly name again and click to create your access control list. Now click Create Credential List. Insert your username and the password that you have already defined. And click the button Create Credential List. Go to the Origination menu. This menu allows you to set incoming calls. Example, calls that IPBRICK will receive from the public network telephony through Twilio SIP trunk. Click to add an origination URI. The origination URI is composed by the server name and domain name. To find this information, go to the IPBRICK management interface, Advanced Configurations, IPBRICK Definitions. Click Add and save. Now go to Numbers menu to buy a number. Select a country. In this case we will choose United States and search. Select a location. In this case we choose Austin. Click Buy and then click again Buy this number. Finally click Save. Now, every time that someone calls to this number, the call will directly delivered on IPBRICK. Now we need to configure Twilio SIP trunk at IPBRICK to be able to make and receive calls. First, we are going to insert an outbound route and define some prefix that will be associated to this outbound route. This means that whenever you make a call, beginning with one of these prefixes added at IPBRICK, the call is routed by Twilio to the exterior. At the IPBRICK management interface, go to the IPBRICK GT menu, VoIP, Routes Management, and Insert. In this case, we are going to define an outbound route, so it will be possible to make outbound calls. You need to complete these fields with the data of the SIP trunk that we have already created at Twilio. The name is the friendly name defined to identify the SIP trunk. The SIP server address is also defined at Twilio. The authentication option that you should choose is user-password. The user and password is the same that you have chosen in Twilio page. Click Insert and Modify. Then Advanced Options. Complete the field Caller Identifier with phone number that you have bought at Twilio. And then click Modify. Go to the main menu, Apply Configurations, and apply. Now you need to go back to IPBRICK GT menu, VoIP, Routes Management. Click above your outbound route and insert to define the prefix. The prefixes inserted in any of these outbound routes should be available automatically for the SIP telephones and the telephones connected to PBX. These prefixes are only an example. And your prefixes are already created. Now you just need to apply configurations. Finally, to authorize the registered phone to make calls using these prefixes, we need to go to IPBRICK GT menu, Functions, Outbound and Access Classes. Click on Remote Phones and modify to authorize your prefixes. And click Modify. Now you need to apply configurations. From now on, every time that you make an outbound call using a number that begins for one of these prefixes defined at IPBRICK, the call is made by this route. Now we're going to configure IPBRICK to be able to receive calls. Go to IPBRICK GT menu, VoIP, Functions, Inbound. There are several ways to treat inbound calls at IPBRICK. In this case, we will choose the option Call Groups. In other words, we are going to define a group of telephones which shall ring simultaneously when the access to the group is made. Click Insert. At this moment, we are going to associate the number that we have bought at Twilio to this inbound function. And define the telephones that we want to ring whenever someone calls this number. Apply configuration and your call group is already created. At this moment, you are able to make and receive calls.